Hello. Welcome to the KB Michelle Green podcast. KB stands for Kingdom Builders. That is Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, Kingdom Builders Community Development Center, and Kingdom Builders Business University. These are the companies that if you need any of our services, please go to our websites. So today I would like to talk about this process of losing someone that you love. Well, I would say instead of saying losing someone, it's almost as if when we say that we lost someone, that we found them, we established them, and now we're losing them. So I will change the verbiage to having someone that you love pass away. In September, as you guys know, if you've been listening to these episodes on this series, then you know that my mom passed away in September. And in September, I was totally devastated because it happened suddenly. Nobody knew that my mom wasn't doing very well. Everyone kind of thought that, she was just her regular self, that maybe she was just trying to lose some weight. Maybe she was just trying to create a new diet plan because of her health. We all knew that she was overweight, and the thing that happened to her is that I believe personally that she had a stroke because of diabetes and high blood pressure. But we all knew that over the years that she wasn't eating properly, and we all tried to encourage her to eat well, to exercise and get enough rest. It was a journey of, just constantly knowing that she was one of the best cooks in our family. I would consider probably the greatest outside of my grandmother. Her and my grandmother were neck and neck with the cooking. So she should have opened her own restaurant because she really was a great cook. Everybody would come to eat her food, no matter near and far. But anywho, I didn't want to really go into talking about health. One of the things that I was wanting to talk about today is the process of what we assume that a person should have lived to be. I remember when she first passed away, the thought of she's really not here just could not sit into my spirit. It was every time I thought about the truth of her not being on earth, I would just totally be devastated. And for weeks and months, I would cry every single day. And I even feel like crying right now. However, I'm praying that God will get me through this conversation with you. The thing is that when I was going through that process of her passing away and the idea that she really wouldn't be there anymore, I was mourning, I was grieving, and just totally devastated by the idea that I could never see her again. But I was also devastated by the fact that my mom, I did not personally feel like she lived the best life that she could have lived. I thought that my mom should have been someone who was wealthy, to the degree that she never would have had to lift a finger. I thought that my mom should have lost some weight and had the strength in her body to go places, to travel, to see the world in a way that she had never seen it before, not just through television, but to actually travel, to get on a boat, to get in a plane, to go all around the world to visit her granddaughter in London. I thought that she should have achieved so much more than what her life actually was. And so part of my grieving, and I would say a great bit of my grieving, was feeling as though my mom did not live. Now, here we are months later, and although a small portion of me feels like, there was more that she should have done, that she could have done, and that she would have done if she had the resources, if she had the equipment, the finances, and all of these woulda, shoulda, couldas opportunities. But the thing that I want to say about it is I was wrong. Why do we believe that we are so powerful, that we have the ability to decide what another person's life looks like? Why is it that we feel so empowered to be able to choose for someone else? My mom lived 73 years of her life on this earth. And as I'm looking back over the days that pass and thinking about why I'm crying, why am I so emotional behind her passing away? A majority of it was the arrogance to believe that she should have lived a better life than she did. But who's to say that, who am I even to say that my mom didn't live a great life? Regardless of the fact that a person has challenges, that a person has possibly issues with their health or issues with their finances, even issues in their relationship, they still lived. And they lived the life that they chose to live. They lived a life that they had accepted. And that should be good enough for all of us. My mom lived a life, and she was very vocal about the things that she wanted and the things that she did not want. Even in the last week of her passing away, and I remember being at her home and telling her, "Now, Mom, I only have one mama, and you only have one daughter. And if push comes to shove, if you don't get better, then I'm moving you into my house." And my mom responded with, "No, I am not. I am not coming to live with you." And I just pondered on that for weeks and months after she passed away as to why wouldn't my mom want to come and live with me? I have plenty of space for her to be there. We have the opportunity for her. I can actually be there to cook for her, to wash her clothes, to clean, or whatever she needed. But I just would have needed to bring her home with me. And I never understood that until here recently. What God has shown me is that people live the lives that they are supposed to live. Whether we accept how they lived or not has no bearing on whether or not they actually lived. My mom lived the life that she chose to live. And even though that wasn't something that I felt like I should have accepted, even though I thought that she should have receive so much more life. Even though I believe that she should have had a different relationship personally, she should have had more money, she should have had better health. Even though I thought that all of these things, that she should have more of, the truth be told is that she had exactly what she was supposed to have. All of us can improve. Don't get me wrong. Every single person on this earth has the ability to do more, to be more. That's a part of our life. That's a part of our growth process. But we don't have the right to say that a person didn't live their best life because they didn't live it the way that we thought it should be lived. How selfish is that? So yes, I'm calling myself selfish because it was selfish for me to be grieving over the life that she didn't have. It was so selfish for me to even consider any person that has ever lived that wasn't enough. God predestines our lives before the foundations of the world were even created. So he already knew how long she would have. And for me to have the audacity to say, well, she missed out on so many things. How can I truly say that? I didn't live her life. I wasn't there 24 hours, 7 days a week. I didn't stand there and with a camera and follow her every single move. So I have no idea the life that my mother lived. There were times when I was involved. There were times when I was with her. There was laughter, there was joy, there were tears. There were serious conversations. There were conversations that weren't so great. But all through it, that's living. And for me to address the situation and say that I'm grieving because she didn't live her life is wrong. My mother lived the life that she chose to live, and that life was good. It was really where she was alive. She wasn't asleep. She wasn't just dreaming. She wasn't doing anything outside of living a life and living it in full. So I just want to encourage someone in your grieving process. We got to get out of this mindset of control. In the grieving process, we got to stop trying to find something to complain about. We got to get to a place where we truly accept what was and what is in order for us to move forward. I really hope that this encourages you to take a look at why you're grieving. What is it about the tears? What is it about the upset that really has you so challenged that you can't move on to the next day? Why is it that it hurts so much? What did you think that the person needed to do or be or have? And is it really the truth? Or are you selling yourself a lie so that you can stay in stagnation, so that you can stay in a place where you don't have to move?